Hello, second grade. This is Wednesday's lesson, and I posted a YouTube link of a book I wanted you to listen to. It tells you about how a seed grows, so hopefully you've listened to that before you're watching this. For this part, this is going to be your assignment today. You need to get out your plant needs paper that I sent home. So you're going to need this paper, you're going to need your notebook, you're going to need scissors, glue, and then something to write with. So I've got my scissors here. I'm going to first start by cutting out the square that says plant needs. Okay, so I have my square cut out. Put it somewhere where I won't lose it. So now, let me trim this off here. Alright, so now I have my big square left. So remember how I told you in class, you always have to have your listening ears on because sometimes I like to change directions. Well, this is going to be one of those. So first off, I'm just going to cut around my square. So trim all the white off on the outside. So go ahead and do that now. Okay, so here's my square. Now, if you looked on the paper before, it showed you an arrow that said cut line and cut line. Well, this is where I'm changing directions. I'm going to actually have you cut on all the lines. So, let me show you what I mean. When you cut on the lines, I'm not going to have you cut all the way through. That's what's going to be the tricky part, so I hope you have your listening ears turned up. So I'm cutting on one of the lines. And so if you can see, I didn't cut all the way to the middle. So I stopped about right here. So now I'm going to cut on the opposite line and stop to the same spot. Okay, so I've cut on both sides, and look, my flap can flip up. That's what we're going to be doing on each line. So now I'm going to cut the next line beside it. And again, I don't want to cut all the way to the middle point. I want to stop before I get to that because I want them all to be connected, but I still also want to be able to have both sides flap up. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and all right. So once again, I've got this side that can flap up. The bottom side can flap up. This side can flap up. And then the top side can flap up. But they're all still connected. Okay? So the next part, so in our notebook, and you can even find where you did Monday's assignment. And if you're like me, I can actually use the back of my page. So I glued it on this side, and I'm going to use the back to save paper. So remember how we talked about that? We use the front and the back before we move on to this side. So if you can, I would recommend you doing that as well. So we're going to get our glue. And the first thing we're going to glue at the top is plant needs. Okay, so now I have my plant needs at the top. Here's another tricky part, so I hope you have your listening ears on. If I flip this over, so it's already cut, okay, see where all these points stop at in the middle? So where I didn't cut all the way to? You're going to put a dab of glue only in the middle. So let me put mine on and then I'll show you. It's a small piece. So I literally did, there you can see it better, a dot of glue in the middle. That's it. I'm going to place it underneath my plant needs. And then once you've done that, you can put your lid on your glue. Hold this here. So I have my plant needs on top, and then I have my square where I only put a dot because I want it connected, but I still want to be able to open all of my flaps. Okay? So just like how the video where you should have watched and listened to the story, these are the 4 things that plants need. Plants need sun. So underneath the sun flap, why do plants need the sun? Well, the sun helps give the plant energy. So we're going to write the word energy underneath the flap of the sun. Okay, so I have energy. Now, remember we talked about the roots? The roots are down in the soil. So what does the soil do? The soil holds water with the roots. So I just put holds water with roots because the roots help it hold the water so that the plant can grow. So our next one is air. Why do plants need air? Well, ask yourself, why do we need air? Air gives us oxygen so we can breathe. So underneath air, we're going to write oxygen. Okay. So last one we have is water. We all know that we have to water plants. And again, we know that because we already did soil and the roots help hold the water so the plants can grow. But what does water actually do? Well, water helps give the plants nutrients to grow. Okay, so we're going to write nutrients under the water flap. So, this is your assignment today. And I would like for you to send me a picture of you holding this just like this. And then if you can kind of hold up maybe a flap or two where you've wrote. So I'm expecting 2 pictures. I want to see it like this, and then I want to see a couple of your flaps where you've written what I've written. Okay? And like always, when you get done, yes, of course, you may color this if you would like to. Okay? So that's going to be your assignment for today, and then I will see you on Friday. All right? Bye, guys.